Ladies and gentlemen, the scales of Grade 4 Trinity Brass Practical Exam. Okay, so you've got the idea of scales so far. You understand scales and how they fit into a key signature, because every piece you play is based on a key, which is based on a scale, or scales based on a key. Anyway, but if you learn the scale, your fingers will have there'll be certain finger patterns which will happen a lot in the scales and the pieces you're going to play. So in Grade 4, you have got F major, you have got A major, you've got F minor, F sharp minor, either harmonic or melodic, it's up to you, and a whole tone starting on F and a chromatic scale starting on C, and tongued or slurred as requested by the examiner, and arpeggios as well. So every scale has an arpeggio. Oh, candidate should play the scale followed immediately by the arpeggio. Oh, I didn't see that before. Is that the same for Grade 3? Crikey, it is the same for Grade 3. I didn't say that in the Grade 3 video. So scales should be followed immediately by the arpeggio. Yes, and Grade 2. Oh my golly. And Grade 1. Oh no, I didn't. I need to put a little thing on there saying I did a wrong one. So candidates should play the scale followed immediately by the arpeggio. I don't think this is associated board. This is just a Trinity thing. So I'm just going to crack on with these scales. Here's your donut. Bing! Every major and minor scale has a donut, and it's basically start on a note, go round in a circle until you get to the top, and then back down again. Every major scale and minor scale will use these notes in that order. Sometimes there'll be a flat, sometimes there'll be a sharp, but they'll never skip a note name, they'll never repeat a note name. So it's worth having that donut in your head, and it makes the scales much, much easier. Scales are not hard, they're just unfamiliar. For example, our F major scale, which is the first one, has got one flat in it. And that first flat is B flat, blanket exploded, and daddy got cold feet. That is the order of the flats in which they come. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Blanket exploded and daddy got cold feet. The order of the sharps. Father Christmas gave daddy an electric blanket. F, C, D, D, A, E, B. So the whole rhyme is Father Christmas gave daddy an electric blanket. Blanket exploded and daddy got cold feet. F major, one flat. And it's B flat. B for blanket. First flat, blanket. And so if you look at your donut, you're going to go from F all the way up to top F with the B flat. So when you get to B, it is flat first valve, not second valve. Other things you need to know about F major scale. Top F is first valve. Oh, let's just talk you through the notes. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, top F. Back down again, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. So as you might have noticed up the top there, after that, when you get to the B flat, it's just a lot of this going on. B flat, C, D, E, F, E, D, C, B flat, which can be useful, but it can be, if you switch your brain off, you can trip over your own fingers. And where am I? Oh, no. So you've got to know what note you're on. It's really easy to get lost in scales. Know what note you're on. Know what note is coming up next. Be in control. Have that donut in your head. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Now, it's quite a high one. So again, save the air for when you need it. So don't go wasting all your air on the bottom F and the J, G and the A and the B flat, C. Above C, that's when you're really going to start pushing. So. When I say pushing, I regretted that as soon as I said it. I mean, delivering more energy and more airflow through the instrument. So that's your F major scale. You have to slur it, or you'll have to be prepared to slur it if the examiner asks it. And swiftly followed by the arpeggio. Now, the arpeggio is the first note, third note, fifth note, and the top note. So in this case, it's F, A, C, and then top F. Slurred. And as it says, you should play the scale followed by the arpeggio. It should sound like this. Arpeggio. And the examiner will ask for the whole of that to be slurred or the whole of that to be tongued. Next scale, A major. You've not got a flat in front of the name, so you're going to have sharps. If you've got a flat in front of the name, you're going to have flats in the key signature of major scales and minor scales. Mostly. And if you've not got a flat in front of the name, it's more than likely going to have sharps. So, A major does indeed have sharps. It has 3 sharps. Father Christmas gave. F, C, and G. Those 3 sharps there. Of course, you could start on middle A. That's going really high. So start on the bottom A. Notes you'll need here. Look at your donut. 3 sharps are F, C, and G. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. A, B, C sharp. 1, 2, and 3. One of the 2 notes we use with all the valves. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And back down again. G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, and A. Should sound like this. At grade 4, worth putting that out on the C sharp. For some odd reason that I don't know the answer to, trumpets will be a bit sharp on the Ds and the C sharps. Just those 2 notes. Bottom. The C sharp is often much sharper than the D is, and often you can get away with it. But since we're doing a nice, since it's the 3rd of the scale, you need to kind of kick that out. So as soon as you can, or if you can, make sure this moves. Very useful. Ask your teacher to sort of take it out, clean it, and give it a bit of slide grease. But it's very useful to have that 3rd valve slide, also for cleaning as well. When we're getting to sort of grade 4 standard. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. So the D is going out a little bit for me, and then the C sharp a bit further. Now, because it's quite a low scale, you're going to need a lot of air for the low notes this time. Because the air rushes out of the lips, because the lips are a bit, the aperture of the lips is wider. So the air is going to escape much faster, much sooner, so you're going to need to take a bigger breath. There's your A major, followed by the arpeggio. A, C sharp, E, and top A. So the whole thing will sound like this. That is what they're after, the scale, followed by the arpeggio. Now, F minor. We've had F major, and you can do F minor. You can work out major scales to harmonic minor scales by flattening the 3rd note and the 6th note of the major scale. So F major, F, G, A is the 3rd note. Change that to an A flat, B flat, C, D flat. There's D in the F major scale. Flatten it as the 6th note. Make it D flat, and that's your harmonic minor. Anyway, you've got 4 flats in the key signature for F minor. They are B, E, A, and D. B flat, E, A, and D flat. Blanket exploded and daddy. So those 4 there. But if you want to make a harmonic minor scale, the 7th note has to be raised. So that E flat, which is the 7th note, turns into an E natural. Simple as that. F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E natural, F, E natural, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, and F. Just goes around that donut there. So it goes 3, 4. You'll notice that every major scale and every harmonic minor scale and melodic minor scale has the same melody, the same tune. Da, 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 da. And so it's really useful to be able to hear that melody as you're playing it. And so it's just another way of working things out. It makes you a better musician if you listen to what you're doing and hearing the melody that you want to make. The F minor arpeggio, F, which is the 1st note, A flat, which is the 3rd note of the scale, C, which is the 5th note of the scale, and the cherry on top F. So all together will sound like this. F sharp minor. Sounds horrific. It's really not. It's only got 3 sharps in the key signature, F, C, and G. So you've got F sharp. Obviously, you look at your donut, you're going to go from F to F. F sharp, because it's F sharp minor, and we've got F sharp in the key signature. Next up is a G, also sharp. A, B, C sharp, D, and then you've got the raised 7th note. Now, the raised 7th note in F sharp minor is an E. So you've got to turn that into an E sharp. What? E sharp? Never heard of it. Yeah, there's no, if you look at a piano, there's no black note between E and F. So there's no black note, which is the flats and sharps, to go to. But you still raise it by a semitone, because that's what a sharp is. So the E sharp sounds the same as an F. You don't call it an F because you've got an F sharp already in your donut. And as we know, we don't repeat a note name. You don't skip a note name. So you've gone from the D natural. If you said D natural, F sharp, that's wrong. It sounds the same, but it's D natural, E sharp, and F sharp, which is why we say it. Anyway, F sharp minor sounds like this. Arpeggio. Got it? Good. Okay, chromatic scale and whole tone scale. The chromatic scale is every single note that there is. It's like saying the alphabet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's not the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. There's no real words to it. It's just the alphabet from beginning to end. And that's what the chromatic scale is. If you're familiar with the piano, it's white note, black notes. It's just literally every single note. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and F. There's no black note between E and F. So you've got to go E and F. Watch out for that. And no black note between B and C. So the B, you don't play a B sharp, you just play a C. So it'll go C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. And back down again, I like to think of them in flats. C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, and C. The reason I think of them as sharps on the way up and flats on the way down is that because in music you will get G flats and you will get D sharps. And if you only think of D sharps as E flat and you only think as G flats as F sharp, then you'll get flustered when you get to the music. But in the chromatic scale, if you go, oh yeah, that's, if you notice that the G flat and the F sharp sound the same, it's another way of learning stuff that you need to learn. So the chromatic scale sounds like this. What I love about the chromatic scale is that it's... hang on, I'm getting pinged. Stop pinging me, whoever that is. Is that there are 12 notes. And I love the number 12 because you can divide number 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Love it. So the chromatic scale, because it's all the notes are the same space apart, it's very hard to know where you are in the scale. With the major scale, da 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 da, down at the top, you can hear it. But with the chromatic scale, every note is exactly the same space apart, so it's easy to get lost. The way to not get lost, the way to keep your place, is in rhythm. So da 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 da, or in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, da, da, because it all fits. 3s and 4s fit. So this is the chromatic scale in 3s. This is it in 4s. So think of it in 4s and groups of 4s and groups of 3s. It's hard to do it when you're slurring it when the examiner asks you to slur it, but that's fine. So that's your C chromatic scale. Now they're asking you to play a whole tone. Now a whole tone, as I explained a little bit in the grade 3, a whole tone is every other note of the chromatic scale. All right, every other note. So a C whole tone will be C, D, E, F sharp, A sharp, no G sharp, sorry, A sharp, and C. Oh. I lost it there. So that's how to work out the whole tone. Now you need to do a whole tone in F, or starting on F. And the notes for that are F, bing, G, bing, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and F. It sounds a weird one, this one. It's not got the right amount of notes. So you're missing out an E here, or you're missing out a D if you call it an E flat as opposed to... But anyway, you're missing it. There's only 6 notes, not 7 notes. So... is the whole tone on F. F, G, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and F. And then back down again. D sharp, C sharp, B, A, G, and then F. There's no arpeggio for the whole tone, and there's no arpeggio for the chromatic. So that is your grade 4. Cool, blimey. That was a long one. 15 minutes of scales. Good luck, everyone. But don't forget, scales aren't hard. They're just unfamiliar. Get to know them and they become really, really easy. Seriously. And they're really good for learning pieces and just being more musical. So learn those scales, learn those arpeggios, tongued and slurred, 1 octave, and scales followed by the arpeggios. Good luck with your grade 4!